I think Caleb Williams, whenever he came into the NFL, obviously an immense amount of chatter about this is the next one. This is going to be the next one. This is the great one. I actually had people in the college football world tell me, like, you think a team's going to pass on Caleb Williams? Yeah, right. This is the next one. Well, here's Ben Johnson chit-chatting about where he and Caleb Williams currently are heading into the second preseason game.
You know, he and I met yesterday. I'm pleased with how he's able to spit these plays out right now. He's made significant progress in that regard. And once we get going here in a game week, we're going to condense the verbiage even more. So we've challenged him. It's been a lot. That was by design. And so if we struggle at all in the huddle getting the play out, then, yeah, the delays are going to pop up. And that's a little bit of part of the learning process and us growing. But by design, we've made this very challenging and hard, and we know what we need to do as a staff to alleviate some of that pressure. And I think week one, we're going to be in a good spot.
Fire hose, brother. That's what we sent at him of information. Yeah. That's not only a message from us to him, but also maybe him to realize what is all takes to kind of do this. We actually did a little journalism from what I'm being told. We have found footage from practice of Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams kind of going through the play call and stuff.
Let's go green, right, X. Shift the Viper right.
Green, right, X.
That's green, right, X. Shift the Viper right.
Yeah.
382, X stick looky.
Here we go, guys. Green, right, X. Shift the Viper right. 382, Y stick looky on one. X stick looky on one.
Let's go scatter to west, right, tight. F left. 372, Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go. Scatter to west, right, tight. F left. 382, Y stick.
Christ. Just go scatter to west, right, tight. F left. Yeah. 372, Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go. Scattered. Say it again.
Scatter to west, right, tight. F left. 372, Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go. Scattered to
west, right, tight.
Scatter to west, right, tight. F left. 382. 372.
Y stick, Z spot.
Z spot. I'm already break.
Christ. Huh?
I'm the problem.
Making you nervous, aren't I?
No, I just couldn't spit it out.
That obviously was not.
It wasn't?
That was not Caleb and Ben.
Who was it then?
That was not who that was. Then I saw what you all saw. Okay? That was not.
Are you sure? The colors look the same.
You sure?
Yeah.
But that is like kind of what it felt like Ben Johnson was describing. Like, and Caleb, with how he's played football his entire life, we've talked about this, how Ben Johnson with Jared Goff is going to expect a lot of timing. You're going to have to know exactly what's going on everywhere, and you're going to have to be able to play on time. And if you're able to extend afterwards, that's something I've never had the experience of having. That would be great news. But everything kind of is kind of predicted off of the literal understanding of the entire offense. You have to know everything that's going on everywhere and what the defense is doing. And we need you to play on time. That's never been how Caleb plays. You know, the Caleb shit is always the conversation. So him having to learn his third offense now in 2 years. Plus, it sounds like Ben Johnson's play calls are a little bit in depth from what it sounds.
Wordy, it feels like.
Yeah,
right?
It feels like if you're not able to get the words out there, we're going to get delay of games. That's what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. So maybe that is why in the first preseason game, everybody said, well, Caleb's not playing because the offensive line isn't playing. Well, maybe neither of them played because Ben Johnson wasn't sure if Caleb was going to be able to get all of it out there. And we don't want this to be an embarrassing situation here to start this entire thing because Ben Johnson wants Caleb Williams to succeed. Now, he's probably being a hard ass on him. He's probably treating him much differently than any head coach has ever treated Caleb Williams in his entire life. I assume this is very difficult for Caleb Williams, but Ben Johnson wants Caleb Williams to be very, very, very successful. I mean, there it is, an obvious thing. What are your thoughts on what's going on in Chicago with Ben Johnson and who he is as a coach, seemingly?
Yeah, I mean, so like Ben Johnson, I would assume he has to love Caleb Williams. He wouldn't have taken that job. He had plenty of options to look around and take other head coaching gigs, I think. So I think he felt good with Caleb going in. But when you think about it, like, we're just talking about getting the play call out. We're not talking about making plays on the field. Like, that's just, hey, I got to relay the message from my helmet and get the whole play call out. But then you got to think of, all right, now I got to know every single situation, pre-snap, post-snap. I'll make all those decisions. But, yeah, it's definitely it's definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve. But I think Ben Johnson even said, hey, we will cut it way down when it comes to game week, and that's what every single team does. When you break it down, you put your game plan together on game week, it is much, much smaller than what you actually do in training camp.
Why do you think he said by design we wanted to overwhelm him early with information? Do you think that was also a mental thing? It's like, hey, this is what this offense is going to require. Just so you know immediately, this is what it is. Yeah. And
we got to see what you can handle. I think too. Like, hey, we're going to throw everything at you. I want to see how you handle like the chaos. Like, are you going to panic? What are you going to do? Like, Ben knows. Like, of course, this is my offense. I know the verbiage better than anybody. This is what I do. So I'm trying to teach it to you. It's going to take some time, but how do you handle it when I do give you a billion different things, and it's like every single night you're going back to your dorm room at 10 p.m. and you have a whole new chunk of plays the next day that you're just trying to figure out. Like, it's definitely a process, but that's what developing quarterbacks is. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, I don't think Ben Johnson was going to be – I didn't think Ben Johnson was going to be the coach that he is, that we've seen. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, he's seemingly hard-ass guy.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
And I think Chicago – I think a lot of Bears fans would probably have needed that for a while, especially a guy who has offensive prowess, seemingly. So I wonder if he has a deal with the team. Like, hey, what if it doesn't work with Caleb? Like Sean Payton had with Russell there for a little bit, because I don't want to look that far ahead. And we assume Caleb will be able to catch up to everything, and we assume he'll be able to understand it moving forward, and we assume he'll get to the point where he's comfortable, where he can dissect it and understand that maybe the one that is on the play call isn't actually the one in this particular defensive set, because they're going to take that out. So the 2 is actually the one before. I mean, that's like learning an offense inside and out. He's already had to be in his third. I mean, that needs to be mentioned whenever it talks about the Caleb Williams story. Hopefully this is the one that he lives in for the rest of his career.
Well, and obviously, Ben, his plan, at least to start so far with the team building, has been, perfect. Like the entire interior offensive line for the Bears is different now, with Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman at center, who is the top center basically in free agency, and then Joe Thuney. So it's not as if Caleb has any excuses. So if the thought for Ben Johnson is, if he has it, great, Caleb's our guy, let's move forward. But if not, then maybe we need to go a different way. He's eliminated every other excuse. The offensive line's great. They got the running back. They have, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze. They got now Colston Loveland was their first-round pick, the tight end from Michigan. Still got Cole Kmet. Like, it really is one of those Sean Payton situations where Sean Payton's first year in Denver, he brings in a bunch of guys. It doesn't work early, but then, whether it worked out or not, Sean Payton knew he needed to move on if they wanted to win a Super Bowl, and then they got their guy.
And they took the biggest cap hit in the history of the NFL at the time for it, and now everybody thinks the Broncos are back in contention. We hope that's not the case, obviously, in Chicago or anywhere else for that matter, but we'll be excited to see what a Ben Johnson Bears team looks like in 5 years from now, which I think Bears fans are like, 5 years?
Another?
Brother, I don't know if we can survive.